Welcome to the UK OCR Community Podcast, presented by Obstacle Racing Media. Each episode, we'll be talking to race directors, elite runners, weekend warriors, and frankly, anyone else from the UK OCR scene that will talk to us. Here is your host, Alan, aka Muddy Duck.
Anywhere in Chicken Town. The bloody scene is bloody sad. The bloody news is bloody bad.
This episode is brought to you in conjunction with our partners, Immerse Recovery. They're the home of recovery for everyday and world-class athletes, offering a range of products like ice baths to help you recover, ready for your next workout. And hey, I get it, you might already have an ice bath. But still, check out their website. There's plenty there that might just help you. Like a floating thermometer to ensure the bath is extra cold. Or if you're up for an upgrade, their Peak Performance Tub actually lets you lie down. Me, I'm a fan of their microfiber towel hoodie, perfect for stepping out of the bath into something warm. So, head over to immerserecovery.co.uk and use code UKHXR15 for 15% off the entire range. Again, that code is UKHXR15. Immerse Recovery. We go again. And now, back to the show.
Greetings, friends, acquaintances, and anyone else who happens to be listening. Welcome to another edition of the UK OCR podcast. Now, as you can probably tell, I am made up with man flu. Yes, it is man flu. It's not cold. It's not pneumonia. It's nothing, any of those colds that anyone can get over. This is out and out man flu. So, listeners, I'm sorry, but I couldn't record a podcast. However, we have got a contingency. So I have rushed to get this out to you. Last week, we released that WTM was coming to England. I said last week, last month, 2 months ago. And then what we have done, we've had loads of questions come in about qualifying, what it's going to look like, why the UK. And so we decided we would get Tough Mudder people on to tell us all about why. All these questions that you wanted to ask, not why, all the questions that you wanted asking. So we've asked them. However, I couldn't do it. So I sent our roving reporter, Will Chung, down to, well, I didn't send him down. He was actually going down anyway. And while he was down there, I asked him to interview Giles and Matt. So he was down there and he's interviewed them. Now, just set the scene here a little bit. This was done outside. This was done on his phone. Thank you very much, Will, for doing that with some mics. So we've got a bit of background noise. The sound level is not great. I've tried to clear it up as best I can. So just bear with us. It's not a long podcast, but it gets all the answers out. And we will be releasing them along with Tough Mudder in the coming weeks on all our other channels as well. So let's just take it away, Will.
Hello and thank you for downloading the latest UK OCR podcast. My name is Will Chung and I am here with Giles Chater and Matt Brook from TMHQ to talk all things World's Toughest Mudder 25. Hi gents, how are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. Mildly nervous. Our minders are just over there, you can't see. We hope we're going to be allowed to talk about all things WTM 2025, but if they glare at us and we're looking like this, we know we've said something we shouldn't.
Well, I know I've already kind of sent the questions. I've not had anything back, so you can't ask that. So we'll just see how we go, right?
Let's do that. Let's see how we go. Where would you like to start?
Right, well, first of all, why bring World's Toughest Mudder to the UK? First of all, and then kind of link into that. Why now? And why the Midlands?
Oh, there's a lot going there, right? Difficult question first. First off, whilst we've got all these World Series in the US, they're not really World Series, right? So there's the desire to make it something truly Worlds, and we have, a significant portion of the Tough Mudder community are UK based. They've been travelling for a while, so it's long been a dream of mine to bring it into the UK, to have the US colleagues who've been, kindly hosting the UK community for years and years, get that kind of repaid. We're looking forward to hosting them. We also just have tremendous venues, which we would like to show to the world, but there are a couple of pretty tactical operational things. We talked previously about our desire to find permanent venues, and a little bit of that fell through. We found ourselves a little bit in limbo And one of the things that was driving our inability to really find that long-term home was the time of year that we were running it. And making the shift was always going to be a moment for us to, make a little bit of a bigger shift. And, we took the opportunity to bring it to the UK, not running it in November. All of a sudden opens up, markets and countries that weren't previously possibilities. And then I've got just Matt on my shoulder all the time talking about the kind of endurance community that we have out in Europe and making sure that we provide them the kind of opportunities that we should.
And then specifically for the Midlands is it's an amazing venue and course. It has all the hallmarks needed for an incredible WTM. Not only the terrain, but our ability to use the terrain, to dig with the terrain, to create pretty extreme and pushing the boundary obstacles. It has water. And of course, for our travelling US community, it has a castle. And nothing says Britain, more quintessential Britain, than an amazing castle in Belvoir Castle.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. I mean, I had the secondary question. We've had ETM at Yorkshire, we've had it at Northwest, but I personally think, it's my home course. I actually was born a couple of miles from Belvoir Castle, and I think it's a beautiful venue. I also think, of course, the area, especially for, as you say, our travelling brethren, there's the Magna Carta, or a Magna Carta down in Lincoln, just a little bit further down the way. There's, of course, Nottingham, there's Sherwood Forest, there's Isaac Newton was born just down the road. So I think hopefully the guys that will come and travel will come more than just to Grantham and then back to London. I do hope that they're going to travel in Grantham.
But you did also rightly call out that Hooters is in Nottingham, so...
It is in Nottingham. I'm sure. Is that what? We'll talk about brunch later. Right. But what about the weather? Of course, we're bringing it to June. I've been to 2 World's Toughest Mudders, and I just kind of want to point out that I went to Atlanta, bloody cold, and then I was in Florida sort of 2 years ago, and that was unseasonably cold too. So I don't know whether I'm allowed to come to World's Toughest Mudder next year.
Well, from anybody, right? The British summer is not necessarily what the word summer is meant to be. So I think for anybody coming from across the pond, prepare for the elements. We know historically that Midlands can one day be beautiful and the next day be pretty biblical. And we've also known from the ETMs that we've hosted there that it gets cold.
Yeah.
And we've always had Midlands in that early kind of midsummer period, and it is not it's not Baltic, but it's definitely not a warm overnight experience.
I feel like we're doing the UK disservice here. As everybody knows, the British summer is glorious. There's no rain. It's lukewarm. The sun is out all the time. The grass is short. The sheep are smiling. It's going to be perfect. And then I think the other, just coming back to the people in the community, we talk a lot about bringing our US community over, and really, really excited for that. But I also think this change is going to open us up to a large portion of our European community, and endurance is on fire in Europe at the moment, and more broadly worldwide. And so we're really excited to bring people who have equally European summers, and I think we'll be quite excited for the British version of that.
I think we're all smiling because we're standing here at London South, and we've had all four seasons today already, and it's not even 2 o'clock this afternoon. So bring it on.
You're also smiling because you made us stand in the long grass.
I've got my weather on, you guys haven't. So I obviously have a lot of questions that went out to the Tough Mudder community, and we put it out to UK OCR and everyone else. The biggest question was really about contender status and Holy Grail status. Now we've just seen Toughest Mudder Infinity. Fantastic idea, by the way. I love being in the warmth, so I'm there 100%. But tell me a little bit about Toughest Mudder Infinity first, and then let's talk about contender status and Holy Grail status in the round.
Yeah, so we were very aware of the need, or the lack thereof, of potentially having a regional toughest this side of the pond for our Europe community and obviously our UK Mudder participants and community. And we thought, well, if we were going to create Holy Grail and the opportunity for Holy Grail in the UK, and that in a way in which is also remaining accessible, i.e. not necessarily having to travel to an RTM, the other side of the pond, that we should push the boundary. We also wanted to push the boundary in terms of endurance. So we want the UK to be the mecca of endurance for Tough Mudder next year, and so we needed to ourselves be dynamic in what we were offering the community, and it came up, as I said, with an opportunity to an amazing venue, and people who either like you London West or you hate it, right? It's like Marmite. You either love those hills or you don't, and they're deceptive. But to extend what we know is a brilliant product in Infinity that we brought out, we rolled out a few years ago, and to push the boundary and do it across 12 hours across a prime time day. Now, already seen a lot of the questions in the community, around how we're going to prioritise the runners, and we will work through that. We will make sure that in and amongst the standard day on the Saturday, that there is a well-marshalled event that enables runners to go and mudders to go as far as they're possibly to, from the mileage perspective. Obviously, the nuances, it's in and amongst what is already a several thousand person event for us. But also, that's a great spectacle and it's a great opportunity. And again, when we think with our mindset of our European community coming over, London West is so accessible. Yeah, right. And if they're already coming over again to the Midlands, we needed something that was really accessible. And in kind of combined between challenge, elevation, the nature of the terrain in London West, which pits itself as a similar place that we possibly can in a daytime environment for a toughest natured event, plus its accessibility, it became a no-brainer. Yeah.
So we obviously have a shortened window to qualify, and the most important thing here is we are going to extend that window.
Right.
So you will be able to hit those, access your elite contender status, both through performances in the first portion of 2025, but also performances in 2024. So we're not looking to provide a really small window there, and the specific mileage we will publish in the next couple of weeks, but it's going to feel very similar to the targets that we had this year. So if you were qualifying for 2024 and you don't have the opportunity to do so in early 2025, you'll be absolutely fine. We're not looking to kind of pull the ladder up behind people. We want to make this as accessible as possible, and we also have the ability to gain those statuses via some of our sister products, specifically Spartan. Did I mention Spartan here? We try. We love all of our children equally. It's really important. We want that feel to be as good as possible. We've seen the quality of racing that happens, and just the energy and the nature of the experience that people happen when we are attracting really good athletes from all over the place, and we're going to absolutely make that possible. We're also not looking to put barriers in place. We want, everyone, even if they're not elite athletes, to, come in and experience that, the environment, right, the camaraderie, just the nature of that 24-hour type endurance competition and the castle.
Brilliant. So I've had quite a few elites just message me about elite status. So many have not done Tough Mudder, and I said actually there'll be other ways in. So of course Spartan, and I'm sure if there's other ultra races that they've done well in, they will just basically ask you, hey, I won or podiumed in this, does this count? And then TMHQ will kind of make a call on that. But just going back and just so everyone's fully aware, what you're saying is contender status will go through the races in 2024 plus up to World Toughest Mudder June 2025.
That is correct, yes.
Amazing. Many people will be very, very, very happy about that, no doubt.
We could stop there then.
So your Toughest Mudder required membership to British Obstacle Sports or any other country affiliation. Will World Toughest Mudder require that too?
Short answer to that, Will, is no. It won't require any affiliated membership, purely because it's a World Championship event and we aren't either stipulating on a national or regional federational membership, because different national and regional federations are at different levels, right, in terms of their ability to affiliate, their ability with membership. And it didn't feel right for us to be doing it. We haven't done it previously. It's something that we've been working on, Boz, on a national level here in the UK, which is really important, right? We're not foregoing the importance of building and nurturing the OCR community as a whole and the sport and our role within that. But right now, at this time, to do it on a world level championship event, We're not doing any others right now across our ecosystem, our sister brands, and it wasn't the right thing to do, and that's why there will be no requirement for affiliation at WTM 2025.
Cool, thank you. So we obviously have different competitions within WTM, whether it's going solo or with teams. There's also prize money involved. Is that going to stay the same for World Toughest Mudder 25, or are you adding anything extra, anything new as part of that?
Check us passing the mic back and forth like we planned this.
I know, right?
Seamless. Check out our minders in the background there. They're like, oh, go, gentlemen.
Thumbs up.
Yep,
Thumbs up.
We've not said anything rogue so far. Yeah, it's all right. Apparently they can't hear us, they say, but I'm looking at those suspicious faces and I call BS. Anyway, very similar, right? We're really comfortable with the nature of the competition and competitions that we have. We obviously made a big change for this year, and when it came to teams, and our strong expectations are going to play out exactly as we hoped it will. And so I hope to carry that into 2025 as well. But otherwise, a little bit of consistency with the change being geography, not the rules themselves.
Right. Okay. So actually, a nice segue into consistency. So we know, as World Toughest Mudder Legionnaires, that we've got the great team of Chris and Jen, who have been the race directors over there. Will they be coming over here to be race directors, or are we going to use the British team here? And also, of course, we've got the fantastic coach and Clinton Jackson as the announce team over there. Are they coming over here, or are we going to be using Bobby and the team here? So we're going to have a bit of an American feel, or are we having a purely proper British feel for World's Toughest Mudder?
Well, with the exception of his short shorts, I would say that Matt Brook is about as proper British as you get. And excited to say that Matt and Kate are going to be race directing the UK version of WTM, which I'm really excited about. They're pretty excited about that as well. A lot of the UK team have experience from WTM. You don't always see them out in front, but they have been to many over the years. And actually, we have a number of the UK team who will be out at WTM 2024 as well. But it's very much going to be the UK team that are running it with a kind of a handful of HQ folks from the US, but primarily a UK piece, and excited for them, to really get their hands around what's a really exciting product and also what they will bring to the product. So I've stood here at London South, which is one of the best kind of iterations of Tough Mudder that we put out anywhere, and really excited to see that translated into WTM. I actually reached out to Coach to invite him over already. Sad that he won't be with us this year, but looking forward to a British take on Coach's Corner with Coach. We still need to work with Sean and Clinton and the USMCs about what their schedule looks like for 2025. So I don't think we have a determination on that, but as you say, we have a really talented set of MCs over here as well, and we will definitely want to, give them the opportunity to be involved in something as iconic as WTM.
Yeah. So it's been announced. It hasn't been announced on the website yet. But
we probably can't say anything then, can we?
Just a reminder. We're good.
Hasn't been announced on the website yet. Sorry, that was a fluff there. But will there be a same day event as they had in Florida? And also, will there be a hot lap? We don't see that on the website at the moment in time.
Again, very easy answers to those. There won't be a same day event. WTM is on its own weekend with its own space, and there is a Tough Mudder Midlands event the weekend after.
And an Infinity Week event the weekend after.
Well, for those people who want to really push, we talked endurance, didn't we, Will? We talked endurance. This is the place to be. So it's standalone. In terms of a hot lap, there won't be a hot lap. We'll allow, there'll be a hot lap in regards to running the course, but no obstacles in the historical sense. So we'll allow people familiarisation this year, in 25, but there will not be any obstacles involved in that hot lap.
Interesting. That's an innovation, shall we say.
So, he says interesting, but I think he means the British interesting, which is not good interesting.
Lots and lots of questions about night ops, especially because, of course, we
talked about that, but there's no night time in the UK in summer. It's dry and the sun is out all day.
Well,
I'm very confused by this question.
The event is a week after the longest day, so we're probably talking, 16 or 17 hours of daylight and a normal British day, of course. So people were asking about night ops. Is that going to be kind of reduced a little bit to go with the longer day?
Well, the operative word in night ops is night. So for us not to align to night obviously makes it a bit challenging. If it was anything else, it'd be like day and night ops. And then where do you call the line? No, so we will do night ops.
At night.
At night time.
It's going to be a short.
It'll be a short night, but therefore expect the unexpected. Is what we're going to say to the community, and be prepared for the same level of intensity in that shorter night period. So that's the main thing to look out for. Night ops definitely happening. Operative word being it's at night, so therefore it's going to be far more intense for how we're going to play around with it.
Yeah, cool. So,
Director Matt, here we go.
So, World's Toughest Mudder, known for its optical innovation, and we've had ones such as Just Shoot Me, Cliff, of course, everyone knows the Cliff, and Stacks at Atlanta. Will TMHQ UK be bringing some innovation to World's Toughest Mudder 35?
Well, the first thing, which I just want to clarify for the record, is that Just Shoot Me came out of an innovation from what the UK innovated with Sliding Dirty. So just for the record, that's already like a tick for the UK team. So we innovate, and we innovate in our own different ways. But you also remember TMHQ is TMHQ. It's not necessarily the US can do something, the UK can do something else, or vice versa. So we'll continue to work with our colleagues in the US. We'll continue to work through here. There might be some iterations, therefore, as we test things across the 25 season in either market to find a bit of a sweet spot. But be prepared for the unexpected, and be prepared for innovation, because that is in the keeping of what WTM is, and because it's just this side of the pond, doesn't mean any different.
Fantastic.
We touched on some of the boring reasons for the community, like logistical reasons that we like the Midlands venue so much, and one of them is the clay.
Yeah.
So it makes a really, really good quality mud, which is fun, but the other thing it makes for is really good quality digs.
Yeah.
Which means we're able to bring back the type of obstacle that is just not possible in a desert where the ground is just stone and horrible, or in a swamp where everything just fills up with water, or where you've got running sand. So I think we have a real opportunity from a practicality and logistical perspective to do a whole bunch of stuff that otherwise, we can dream of, but just isn't possible in a lot of the locations we've had for the last 5 or 6 years.
This is the bit where we talk about the importing the alligators to the lake.
Swans. We've got swans. It's going to be swans.
Pecking swans. Pecking swans.
Well, you guys know at Midlands, especially at night when we've done the ETM, those hounds are just barking, and they're scarier than any alligator.
If everybody recalls their mind back to 23 ETM, I think it was, or 22 ETM, and we had the bull.
Yes.
Right, so we had the runnings of the bull in Midlands, which for our US listeners here who haven't yet experienced it, because the UK mudder community, the European mudder community is die hard, that we just sent them through a field with a live bull and a cow with its calves, fresh calves, and it was just tremendous for ETM. So there you go.
Yeah, absolutely loved it, because it shortened the course by half a mile. It was great.
Our mind was not happy. That's proper. There was head shaking going on.
Final question. These innovative obstacles, will they be available the week after?
Like some elements of them, for sure. We certainly don't want to build something and not use it, but just the nature of the difficulty that we can play around with when we have really experienced participants, and a smaller number, right? We still expect to be, in the thousands, but that's very different to running tens of thousands of people through. So yes, a lot of the base builds, but no, it won't be like for like.
Okay. So a question from our volunteers: will the volunteer WTM patches be making their way to the UK, and or what other unique MVP stuff will be available?
I feel like I should pass the mic over again, but just yes. Yes is the answer. That was super simple. Next question.
We're almost to the end, actually, guys. So, will brunch at Belvoir Castle, or have you already got a venue in mind?
Working on it.
We are working on a venue. It's likely to be in Grantham. Last time I was in the castle, I was there with the Duchess, and you had all of the stuffed dead animals on the wall. It would be a really weird place to be eating.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I think if people are looking to get accommodation and they're thinking, well, where's the brunch going to be? It's not going to be an hour and a half away. I think you've got a lot of stuff nearby. So if you're in that Grantham space, you're really well placed for wherever it is we end up announcing it. And it'll be good.
For anyone listening, including our American listeners, Grantham is very close to a couple of big cities. I would suggest maybe if people want to be somewhere that kind of in something with a bit more life, maybe Nottingham, which is only 20 miles or so away anyway. It's 20 miles, about half an hour. So even getting to course or to brunch, which may be in Grantham. Now you've said that, I've got a couple of ideas in my head where we're going to have those. But yeah, even Nottingham is pretty close for people. And I think
it's not going to be in a different state. Not that we would do that, of course, but it's all good.
But even if it was to a different county, it would take like 20 minutes to drive there anyway. But I think sweet spot, either Nottingham or Grantham, you're on the money. Either one are accessible to the other. Either one are perfectly located for the weekend. That's what you got to plan for.
Brilliant. England is small, isn't it?
Very small.
It's like a whole country, but smaller.
A lot smaller. Yeah,
we love England.
So, final question, one word answer: streaky bacon or back bacon?
Back bacon feels like two words, but back bacon.
Back. Only ever back.
Is streaky bacon even bacon?
I don't think it is.
I feel like it's something you put in other food to just provide
you
flavour.
chop it up. You chop it up into to add into like a bolognese or something like that.
Yeah, it's like a random paste, right?
Definitely nothing you'd have in a bat.
Not real bacon.
No. It's a bap and a roll, either one. So.
Cob is
cob. We could call it a cob.
Right.
And the one thing I would just say for the listeners is we've been overwhelmed at the reception to moving WTM to the UK. In terms of those that have signed up, the numbers are way ahead of even where we projected them to be at this time. And it's going to put a challenge, right? The reality is if they keep on at this pace, we will have a genuine consideration as to whether or not we cap or stop. We're flying that way. So people are on the fence. Now you know qualifications. I'll take the action, but we just can't wait. And it's going to be a huge celebration, a huge moment for not only, as I said, the Mudder community from across the globe, but also the endurance community. And we cannot wait.
Giles, any final words?
I'm just so excited for race director Matt. It's going to be tremendous.
There you go. Matt, Giles, thank you very much. Thanks for your time.
Absolute pleasure. Cheers, Will.
Thanks, Will.
So there you go, everyone. That's the lowdown on WTM 2025. However, I've got one more bit of news I want to break with you. I got a new phone delivered this week. So every year I get a new phone through my EE contract, and they have sent me a iPhone 16. Now, what are you thinking? What's this got to do with Tough Mudder and things like that? Well, I need to tell you, because Siri has got some voice options on the new iPhone 16. And voice number 3, people, is the one and only Tough Mudder Legionnaire, Michelle Carney. You need to listen to it. It's absolutely air double. So we started this career off. So we got her onto our podcast and did some intros on our podcast and some adverts and that for us. So Michelle, now you're making millions, yeah? Don't forget us little people down here. Only joking, Michelle. Have a listen to Mudders. If you've got any friends who's got an iPhone 16, go to voice number 3. It's Michelle Carney, without a doubt. Until next time, stay safe, keep running, and we'll speak soon. Bye.
I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you